All right, welcome everybody to our Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. But if you're at some other place in the world, we are 2:30 New York time. So hopefully you all are here and you're watching this live and not watching the recording, because from our last week, I gave away some free bonuses for those of you that were able to watch it live or at least catch it within the first 24 hours. Okay, I know some of you this may be nighttime or sleep time for you. So if you catch it within the first 24 hours, be sure to message me that you did so, and I will still try to get you that bonus, okay? All right, so today we're going to be talking about blogging. Some of you already have a blog. Some of you are within the same business that I'm in and you have the same blog software. This is going to be a great tutorial for those folks. For those of you who don't have a blog and just want to know, how do you do this? How do you make money with a blog? Then you're going to really appreciate today's training. It's going to give you some ideas and education on why blogging is so important and how you can use it to benefit whatever it is that you do in your life and in your business. All right, so I've got a bunch of notes we're going to go through, and I will be flipping my screen around today because I'm actually going to have you look over my shoulder and see how I put together my own blog so that it might inspire you and help you as you begin setting up your own. So you guys ready? I hope so. If so, go ahead and comment down below. If you haven't seen, down here below me, there is a box where you can type in and say hello. That's a chat window. It's through Chatroll, so go ahead and do that so I know that you're out there and that you're watching, and you also will be reached out to as soon as I'm done with this training. I like to go in there and see who was live and who watched it, and I'll be sure and announce and say hello to you and answer any questions you might have too. All right, so I've got my notes. I've got them up here. So I'm going to start off with the first thing that I want to share is, why blog? Why is blogging important, and why is it more important? I feel it's even more important to have a blog than it is to just have a website. Okay, and I'm going to explain that. Okay, so a website, and what's the difference really? A website to me is kind of like an online brochure. The old paper brochures, the trifold type brochure. That's what a website is. It just gets information out there about you and your business. Whereas a blog is much more dynamic. A blog is basically, it's like a virtual journal, okay? And you want to have that, and here's why. Here's why this is so valuable. So I made a list. I'm just going to be sharing it with you. I did not do a slide presentation today because I have so much on-screen work that I'll be demonstrating. So here's the things that I have. Number one, a blog is the hub for your business. This is the central point where people get to know you, okay? It's a great place for you to post links to your online brochure, otherwise known as your website, okay? So think of your blog as the central point where all the different spokes come off. It might go to YouTube, it might go to Facebook, it might go to some other social media site that you promote yourself on. Goes to your website. It might even go to an online form for collecting their information or a capture page. So your blog is your central hub to who you are, what you do, and how you reach out to the world, okay? It's also, number two, a blog is important because search engines love them. Why do they love them? Because it's dynamic content that's updated on a regular basis, okay? Whereas a website in general is not updated very often. Most websites, it's kind of a set it and forget it type thing where you get it created, or you create it yourself, or your child creates it for you, or whatever, and then you post it out there, and then you probably don't update it very often. Maybe once a year, maybe once a month if you're lucky, but usually it's not very often. Whereas a blog, you should be updating that at minimum once per week. Okay, and ideally, if you're first getting started and you're trying to expand your footprint on the online world, you want to be blogging every day. Now, don't get all upset about this and say, oh my gosh, I don't have time to do this. I want to show you some ways that you can simplify it and it can really help you, and I'll be going through that today. Okay, the other thing that a blog does is it helps people to know, like, and trust you. That is so key. to generating relationships with others, especially if you're in business for yourself. The people are not going to know, like, and trust you just from going to your website. They really want to hear your voice, either written or on video or even audio. And that kind of brings up another point, and that is a blog doesn't have to be all written. You don't have to be a novelist in order to write a blog. Literally, you can post a video, you can record your voice, you can post photos. Any of those things are considered a blog. It's a journal of what you do, okay? So that was the third, was know, like, and trust. The fourth one is it informs and educates and provides value. So everybody knows who's in sales that the best sales technique is that which informs, educates, and or provides value. Why is this important? Because if you're just out there telling people, buy my stuff, you come off as a very pushy salesperson and you're less likely to get as many sales. Whereas if you continuously are providing good value, good content, or you're educating them on, you know, why your product or service is so good and helpful and how it solves a problem, you're going to have a lifetime follower, a lifetime customer who trusts you, who appreciates you, and goes back to that know, like, and trust, and they will buy from you again and again and again because of that. Okay, so a blog is an excellent tool for that, especially if you're out there selling on a worldwide basis. And that's what I love about, you know, today's age is we aren't restricted by territories. We literally can sell our products and services all over the world if we choose to do so. And even if you are a local business, so many people don't get out as much as they used to because they're so busy with their existing work and everything else, that more and more people are shopping online, or they're looking for products and services online. And if you don't have a blog, you're not going to show up in the search engines very often. Okay, you'll probably be buried beneath thousands of other websites who have blogs that are getting picked up by search engines and pushed to the top because they have dynamic content that search engines love. Okay, and the fifth reason that you want to blog is that social media sites like Facebook love blogs. Why do they like blogs? Because they provide value, they provide content. Facebook specifically likes that over trying to provide sales pages. Like, one of the things that we've noticed for those of us that are in the online marketing industry, if you are constantly posting things on Facebook that just points to a sales page or to an opt-in page where it captures your email address, Facebook is cracking down on that, and more people are getting their accounts shut down. But if you promote content and value and send people to a blog link that you host, what's happening is that Facebook likes it, it creates good rapport, and they're helping you to promote that type of content because they want content. They want value content on their websites. So I hope this has given you some ammunition to realize that if you're not blogging, you should be, and that it's a great way for you to get noticed and create a larger footprint, as I said earlier, out in the online world. Okay? Everybody still with me? You hear me okay? I haven't lost anybody, and my internet's good today, I hope. All right. Good. Okay, so we're going to move on here. So the next thing that we need to go is kind of step by step as to, you know, what do you do? How do you set up a blog if you've never blogged before? Or if you're on my team and you have the blogging software, what do you do next? So for those of you that don't have a blog, here's what I use. I use a software called Kalatu, and I'm going to show it to you so you'll be able to spell it in a little bit. But that's what I use. A lot of people use WordPress. That's probably the most popular of blogging systems. But I want to tell you, I've actually switched off of WordPress into Kalatu. And I want to share with you why, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, I'll just do it on WordPress. And I'm like, well, you can for a little bit, but I should warn you. So I want to tell you why I switched out of WordPress, and you make your own decision, okay? Because I'm not here to convince you. I just want to educate and inform, right? So here are, let's see, I had four reasons why I switched out of WordPress into Kalatu and why you should know about it, okay? So the first one is that when you're in WordPress, it costs to add different styles to your blog. Like if you go in, the style is how it looks, right? If you go in and you create a blog and you have one style, and then later on, as we all do, we evolve and we want to change some things, you're going to have to go and buy another template. So on average, it's about $30 per blog. Okay, so it's not much, but still you have to pay that money to just to change the style. And to me, that's something that shouldn't cost to change the style of your blog. Okay. The second one is you're not guaranteed a mobile optimized theme. And what I mean by that is that if somebody goes to your blog and they look at it on a smartphone or on a tablet device, it may or may not, most likely it won't, look very good on those devices. So it really depends on the theme. So you may have to buy two themes, you know, one for your regular desktop version of your blog and another version just for your mobile optimized version of your blog. So, you know, that can get expensive depending on, you know, how many companies that you're blogging for or whatever. And so I didn't like that. And I mean, those are kind of minor things, but they're still important to know when you're setting up a WordPress blog. The third thing, and this is a big one, and this is really the main reason that I switched off, is that there are content and copyright issues with WordPress. And a lot of people don't know this because they don't read the small print. So in the small print, and I actually wrote this down so I wouldn't forget, I didn't want to mess it up. So in the small print on WordPress, it actually says Automattic, which is the company that owns WordPress, may terminate your access to all or any part of the website at any time, with or without cause, with or without notice, effective immediately. It's kind of scary, right? So if you're building a business around something and then, you know, for whatever reason, somebody flags your account, maybe they don't like your content or they think you're spamming people, you know, whatever. It could even be a competitor who starts, you know, having their employees flag your account. WordPress can shut you down. And I've actually heard of this happening to a few people in business, and it's a horrible experience because here you've spent, you know, hours and hours and days and filling up your blog, years even, filling up your WordPress blog with content only to have it completely shut down and taken away from you at the whim of Automattic, the company that owns WordPress. So that was a big one for me. I'd never wanted to have my hard work shut down. The other thing is the content may or may not be made immediately available. So this would be item 4. And I actually have a fifth one too. So when you post something, it's dependent on, you know, the server, if there's a lot of stuff going on, because, you know, WordPress for the most part, except for the themes, is free. So they don't have invested interest to get you up in a more rapid fashion. It's kind of first come, first serve. So if you have something you need to change right away on your WordPress blog, and, you know, maybe you made a big mistake that's, you know, it's out there in the public right now, you have no guarantees that it immediately is going to change when you go in and make that update. And that concerned me as well. And then finally, I'll add a fifth one, and that is if you start getting too much traffic to your WordPress blog, there is a possibility that WordPress might shut you down. Why? Because number one, it's a free platform. And so what they do is they want to try to get everybody the same amount of access. If somebody like yourself starts getting a massive amount of following and eyeballs, which you all would love, right? Then they could shut you down simply because you are killing the bandwidth of all their other users. So you have to keep these things in mind when you're choosing the platform to blog in. And that's why I personally chose Kalatu, because it is a paid platform. It's only $25 a month. You don't have to be an affiliate or anything like that. I mean, I have people that just use the blog on their own for their company, Kalatu, because it is something that they can use. They know it's not going to be shut down because it's a paid service and it has unlimited bandwidth. So if they become really, really well known and they have a lot of eyeballs, they're not going to be shut down. In fact, they'll be one of the fastest sites, because from what I researched on Kalatu, they use Amazon type servers, which, if you know Amazon.com, they have the fastest, next to Google, the fastest servers in the online industry. So you're guaranteed fast time. So I love that, and that's why I made the switch. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to educate. And I hope this is helpful for those of you that are looking to starting a blog and you're doing your research right now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dive in now. So once you have your blog, and I am going to be showing you Kalatu, I will tell you it is very similar to WordPress as far as how it works and where some of the functionality is. So for those of you that are diehard WordPress lovers, even though I gave you some of the downsides, you can translate some of this into WordPress. All right, so I'm going to flip my screen around, and hopefully I've had some trouble lately with my internet not liking when I flip the screen around. So if I do lose you, I will be right back. So just bear with me, and hopefully I am on the right browser and it won't kick me out this time. Let's save what I've got here. All right. Flipping around. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. What I've got up here, this is my blog. I have actually several, but this is my favorite. This is the one that I live on. This is the name of my team. I'm called Team Tough. And so my blog is the Tough Mama blog. That's me. So I used to blog every single day, and I do go in spurts. When I first started, and I've had this blog now for about 2 years, when I first started, I definitely blogged every day for 90 days straight. I just kept going, and that really helped build up my content. Now I've been working on some things. I've been actually doing a video shoot and some things this week. So I have not been blogging every day. So don't criticize me, you guys, looking at my dates as to when I blog. I have not been as consistent, but I am about to post a bunch of really cool things to my blog. So be watching that. All right, so with the blog, you want to first of all create a name. You need to have an actual name for your blog that's easy to recognize, that represents you and your brand. So if you don't know, like if this is for your own personal use, I would suggest that you give your blog a name that has your name in it. It doesn't have to have your full name. It could just have a portion of your name, but that way, it's something that's personal. They get to know you. And it's something that you're not going to want to change later, like a bad tattoo, right? So you want to have, think of your domain name for your blog as something that you want to keep around for a while. Okay. All right, and then keep your colors and everything the way that your brand is. If you already have a logo, you want it to match that logo. Like my blog, matches my logo that I had designed. And one of the things that I do for people that get coached by me is I teach them how to find their brand, how to determine what your brand is, and then from there, how to really go into detail of setting up their blog and setting up their marketing so that they can have success. All right, so you've seen my blog. I want to show you, I'll click into this first one. And I will be showing you step by step today how to do this, but I just want to give you kind of a tour right now. So on this blog, this one kind of breaks weird because it's a long title, so I probably need to go back in and change it. You want to have your blog look pretty clean so that it's easy for people to find things, easy for people to read. So with this, I have a format that I use for every single blog post. I always have an image, okay? I always have, a certain way that I write so that it flows. So I use a formula, and then I always have, share this post. I want people to share my blog post, and I encourage people to subscribe to my blog so they get an email automatically. When they subscribe, they'll start receiving emails when I update my blog. And then finally, it tells who I am for people that have never met me before. They can read on this. And then last, they can post comments, which I love. I love it when people post comments. I try to reply to as many of those as I can because it shows that they're interested and they're active, and this might be a potential customer to me in my business. Okay, and then you'll notice on the right-hand side, I've got, of course, links back to social media because, again, this is a hub. This is how you connect back and forth with different things you've got going on. I have my homepage link up here. Go right. I actually have a website as well. It's not required if you have a blog and you really flesh it out. Your blog could become your website, a dynamic version of who you are. However, you can link to another website if you have that, or a series of websites if you own or are a part of many different businesses or groups. I also surround my blog posts with little areas for them to either get to know me or to purchase products from me. So for instance, I have a book here that I produce, which is something free that I give away. And part of this, I'm letting the secrets out of the bag, is that when they click to download my book, they enter their email address, which puts them on my mailing list. So if you have gotten my book, then you're on my mailing list, which allows me to reach out to you and share different things I'm doing, as well as my blog post, and to also share with you different products that I sell. Okay, then down here I have some of my more recent posts. I'm going to show you where I get all these cool pictures, because I don't shoot them. I actually get them from a source. I'm going to show you that today. And then, here's some of the recent comments. And at the bottom of my blog, I always have an ad so that they can, get to know my business and how they can, create their own business around their passions working from home. And that's what I teach people how to do. Pretty cool. All right, so how do we put all this together? That's the next step. So I promised you that I would teach you, where you can get access to Kolatu. So one of the easiest ways you can get access to Kolatu is down below in this window. You'll see there's a button that says Join Team Tough. Then go ahead and click on that, and that's going to get you access. Right now, we are offering a special for only $7. You can kick the tires, try it out, make sure it's a good fit for you for 2 weeks. So that's a great way to really get to know Kolatu and how it works. All right, so that's where you can get it. So let me show you how you get access to it. Once you actually get Kolatu, the next step is, okay, how do I manage it? Well, you're going to do that in empowernetwork.com. This is an affiliate group that I'm a member of. I don't often just announce it, because to me it's not important, the affiliate. What's important is that it provides you, with a tool that you can use, and it also provides you with an opportunity to make some money on the side by selling those products. But you don't have to sell any of these products. You can just use the blog, like I mentioned earlier. So here's how you spell Kolatu. For those of you that are looking it up, it's K-A-L-A-T-U. Okay, so, and you can access it when you log into your own account, and you'll get that if you join Team Tough, or if somebody invited you to this, get with the person that invited you to this Down and Dirty at 1:30 and ask them for their link for Kolatu. We want to maintain that congruency with each other as part of our team. If somebody else invited you, don't click on my link. Make sure you reach out to them and get connected with their personal Kolatu link. Okay, so then once you have it, you're going to go here to empowernetwork.com, and it will ask you to log in. I'm already logged in, so you'll plug in your username and password, and it'll take you to a screen that looks like this. Once you're there, the only thing you need to worry about, if all you're going to be doing is blogging, is right here where it says in the upper left-hand corner, My Kolatu. So you're going to click on that, and that's going to take you to a page. And I'm going to just re-click on it, okay? Because I already clicked on it and was moving around earlier. So I'm going to re-click on it. Okay, it's going to take you to a page that looks like this. So this is the Kolatu dashboard. And what's really cool is there's all kinds of great training videos that come with Kolatu. So literally step by step, you can go through those training videos and learn how to set up your blog. So I'm not going to go really, really deep today, because a lot of that you can get through the training. I will show you where you can find some of the training, and that's on the left-hand side. This is all your navigation, okay? You'll see there's a lot of stuff over here. The one that you want to check out is right here, the resource library. There's all kinds of things here. There's, image resources, video resources, audio. That's one thing. Let me see if I can find the other one. Oh, tutorials. There's the other one that I'm looking for. Tutorials. This is the one that's going to give you the step-by-step instructions. So you've got your domain tutorials, which is how you map your domain. So let's say you bought a domain that's, I don't know, ultrawhitetoothpaste.com. Okay, so I know this is kind of a silly one, but let's say you bought, ultrawhitetoothpaste.com, and you wanted that to be your blog. Okay, you're going to blog about ultra white toothpaste. So what you would need to do is you would need to map that to your Kolatu blog, because by default Kalatu gives you a domain, and it's going to be something like this, buildingabrandonline.com. Okay, so you want to make sure that you map that. So one of the first things that you'll do is you're going to go through the tutorial, and you'll click on domain tutorials, and you'll follow that video. Like, let's go ahead and click on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. So check it out, and all my videos aren't really loading right now because I've got my internet's kind of slow today. We have a thunderstorm, although the sun keeps trying to come out. We have a thunderstorm going on today. So, but you'll see here, it tells you how to set up your domain mapping. A lot of people use GoDaddy, but they also have Namecheap, Bluehost, Register.com. So it literally will walk you through in the video how to set up your domain and map it to your blog. The other thing that you can do is it shows you how to do the 21-day plugin. This will walk you through how to create a post, how to create a call to action, all this stuff. So you've got everything at your fingertips right here, and they really make it simple on how to set everything up. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few things to help you out today so you can see how easy it is, and then I'm going to show you how to do a blog. You're actually going to watch over my shoulder as I post a blog post today, because I actually have one done. I'm going to post a blog post today, and you can see how I do it. And you can choose to do it that way, or you can kind of do it your own way. But it's helpful to watch somebody else do it and really see the process. And after a while, it becomes so quick. I literally can post a blog post, write it, post it, everything within less than a half hour. Most of the time, it's like 20 minutes and I'm done. Okay. All right. So step one is you want to come here and you want to click on My Blogs, because when you first start, you're not going to even have a blog, right? So you want to click on My Blogs, and then you're going to create a brand new blog. If you have the premium version of Kalatu, then you can create up to 10 blogs, 10 separate blogs on different topics, like I have. Okay, I only am using one of this, which is my Tough Mama blog. So I still got a bunch more I can create. And then over here is where you set up your site name. So like mine is Tough Mama Blog, and then the site title. And I made it the same as the site name. Okay, but you can always change the title later. And then you just click Create New Blog. I'm not going to actually do it right now, but once you do that, then you're going to see up here, you see where it says My Sites in the upper left-hand corner? This is where you access your blog. Okay, so that's where you're going to access it. Now, you probably want to give your blog a theme. By default, it's going to give you a theme. A theme is how your blog is laid out. Okay, so think of it kind of like the template for how your blog is laid out. So if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see an area that says Themes. You can click on that, and you'll see that there are many themes that are in here. And any of these, you can modify a lot of the stuff on it to make it your own. But you just can kind of look through here, look at the different themes, and find a theme that makes sense for you. Like here's a good one if you're going to do like a video blog. Now this would be a great one for that. If you're more artistic, this would be a great one. If you like photos, like you're doing a photo blog, here's another one. Display. I mean, there's a lot of different themes, and unlike WordPress, you don't have to pay any extra for these. These are all part of the system. Okay, so in any one of these that you choose later on, let's say you wanted to switch to a different one, like if I activated this one right here, I could always come back into themes and change it, and it's automatically going to change the design of my blog site without me having to do anything. Okay, you don't have to move your text around, it just flips it. So it's really, really nice. So that's one thing that you're going to do is select your theme. Okay, once you have your theme, where you trick out your blog as far as making it your own colors, adding your own logo and all that stuff, is right here under the theme settings. Okay, I'm going to click on that. And you can really go nuts. And so here's my big tip of the day. For those of you that are listening, the big tip of the day is don't worry about what your blog looks like initially. Why? Because it's more important to get content out the door than it is to make your content look pretty initially. Now, for those of you that are artistic or graphic designers or designers of some kind, you're probably cringing when I say that, because I actually have a background. I graduated college as a graphic designer. So my life is, I want to make it pretty, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the most important thing you can do is to just start blogging, start writing good content, or taking good videos. Like I said, it doesn't have to be all the written word. It can be just great videos, great photos, or great audios. So if you can start doing that and just getting it posted, you don't have to promote your blog yet, but get at least 10 posts done, okay, just done, before you start promoting your blog. Because you want your blog to look like you're filling it out, that you're making good content, and so they can get a good idea as to who you are. Okay, so that's my big tip of the day. So many people get stuck down in the weeds, as I call it, with trying to make their blog look just gorgeous, and they forget that the most important thing is getting content out there. If you don't believe me, I want to give you an example. Okay, it's not a blog site, but I thought this was really interesting. So I'm sure many of you have heard of Craigslist, right? Have you heard of Craigslist? It's like a classified site on the internet. Craigslist is the most ugliest blog, or the most ugliest website I think I've ever seen. If you're, and I'm sorry if you have invested interest in Craigslist, it's just not pretty. But they have content out. They got content out the door before their site even looked like a website. Now, I haven't been out there in a while. It may look a lot better today, but I tell you what, it was horrendous. But people loved it because they had good content. So keep your priorities straight. Understand that you can always come back in and tidy up the place. It's kind of like moving into a house that needs a lot of work. You move in and you've got to do the basics, right? You got to get your kitchen set up, and get your bed set up. But after that, everything else just kind of comes. You don't have to do it all at once. You can just create it as you go. Okay, but for those of you that are really into design, once you've got your 10 blog posts written, come in here, and this is where you can modify everything and trick out your site. So, and again, if you forgot how I got there, you go back one. All I did was I came down here to theme settings. So you've selected your theme first, then you come in here to theme settings, and then you just go into each one of these sections. So you click on like general. This is where you can select colors. You can upload a logo. It tells you the size that they recommend for the logo, 50 pixels by 460. If you're not a designer and you don't have a logo, go out to Fiverr, get one made for $5. Look that up and you'll be golden. Okay, you can even have background images on some of the themes, so you can see. And then what I did, and this is how I learned, I just went through and started playing. I started playing with different colors. Like, I'd write a few blog posts and then I'd come in and I'd kind of pretty the place up a little bit. And then I'd go back. So if you come back and let's close general, then you could see, oh, cool, I can change the fonts. You can come in here and you can see all the different fonts that you can change it to. You've got title fonts, content fonts, latest post. You can show number of posts to show. If you're just starting out, you might not want 9 to show. You might want 6 or 3 to show. Okay. Then you've got blog title and tagline. Shows you what you want to show up there. Okay. And you just go through every one. I'm not going to go through every single one of these because I think you can do that. But one of the joys of creating and really having a good blog is to know that you have options. And it's, kind of playing around and realizing that you can't break anything. You really can't. You can come in here and mess around with the colors, and then all of a sudden you say, I don't like that color. You can immediately change it. And you can change it, and all you got to do after you make a change is click save up here. It'll say save if it hasn't been saved. And then you go and look at it and see what it looks like. So, and this is nice because it actually shows you what it looks like ahead of time. So hopefully this will help you. And again, play around with it. There's nothing in here that's scary. It's just a bunch of buttons that you toggle back and forth and get it to how you want it to look. If you have trouble, there are, like I said earlier, there are plenty of tutorials. And then, of course, we have a support desk. So I'm going to go back one here. Okay, so if you get really stuck, let's see, where is it? I haven't been, there's a Q&A down here, and I believe there's support. I'm probably missing it. It's probably right in front of me. Probably is. Anyhow, there is support. You may have to go back to the Empower Network. Here it is, right on the main page of Empower Network. There is support. So you can click right on that life ring, and the people at the support team are incredible. They are very good at what they do. I've had a lot of success with them getting back to me quickly and helping me out with whatever issue I have. It is recommended you send them a support ticket rather than calling them. That way you have a paper trail, and it's just a much better way to keep track of an issue that you might be having. I've had limited to no issues. And the few issues, I think I had like 2 issues, and I've been in it 2 years. The issues I've had, they've had them resolved within a week at the latest, okay? All right, so that's how you can trick out your blog. The next step is, okay, I'm ready to start posting my content. And remember, I would post your content even before it's tricked out. So come in here, and all you got to do is click this button right here at the top. You see where it says new? There are all kinds of things here. The only one that I ever use is this one, post. So I just do new, post. Click on that. All right, so we are going to right now write a blog post, which actually I've already pre-written. And you're going to look over my shoulder as I post the blog post for the day. Okay, it's according to my clock, it's 2:07, and I guarantee you we can have this up before 2:30. Okay, so here's the key. I always, and I want to make note of this, I always pre-write my blog post on my hard drive. Okay, so this is the blog post I have. It's how to get leads with Instagram. And on this particular blog post, well, all of them actually, I write it in Notepad. I am on a PC. For those of you that have a Mac, Mac will be my next computer. For those of you that have a Mac, just go into like notes, sticky notes, and write it there. Or you could even do it in some other program, but I will warn you, if you write it in like Microsoft Word or some kind of content editing software, there are hidden code that's in the text that you can't see. So then when you copy and paste it into your blog, you may end up with some weird formatting issues that'll happen. So this is why I always write my blog post in Notepad, because it gets rid of any of those odd characters that might potentially reformat my text. Okay, so I'm going to start. This is the title, How to Get Leads with Instagram. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to copy, come back over here, paste that right here. Okay, then I come down here. This is where the body goes. So I click in this box. It may take just a second because I just posted this. And plus we're eating up a lot of bandwidth right now with a video training, but that happens. All right, so then I click into the body, and now I'm going to come back to my post, and I'm going to copy all of this. And when I write my post, if I have like a video or a photo or something like that, I just put brackets where I want to put that video or photo. Okay, so I copy that, and then I just come over here and I paste that there. Okay, so right here is my blog post, and one of the things that I see is that I had the formatting. So I told you there's no formatting, but I did have one format in Notepad, and that is I had word wrap turned on. You want to turn that off before you paste it. Let me do it again. So I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to select all, delete that, and paste. And all I'm doing is I'm just using quick keys to copy and paste the text. Okay, so now I've got this, and I don't like all the spacing, so I'm going to get rid of some of that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is a really short blog post, but I have a video that I shot that I want to put in there. And I'm just going to show you some basic formatting. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight this in bold. Okay, and then I'm going to come up here and let's see if there's anything else. I thought I had a link. I guess I didn't have any links in this one. If you had a link, all you got to do is highlight some text, and then you could click here, insert a link. And when you do that, it gives you an opportunity to type in your link right there. And you can do all kinds of stuff. Like there's all different types of tools. Just play with them. You can play with the font sizes. You can even play with the different fonts. I keep mine default because I already have in my theme settings the font that I want. You can also mess with the paragraph headings. And I mean, you can really get fancy, but I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible because this is how I do it. I keep it simple and I have success. I literally get leads every day from my blog. And as you saw from the dates on my blog post, I don't post a blog every day anymore, okay? So, but I'm still getting leads every day. All right, so this is where I want the video to go. And I need to delete this video thing here. It'll let me. There we go. So here's how you embed a video. Super simple. First of all, you've got to upload it to YouTube. So I've already done that. Oh, I think it's on another page. Oh, here it is. So here's my video. It's how to get leads with Instagram. So all I got to do is take this link at the top. You can also use the share link for your video, which is down here. I don't think it really matters, but I tend to use the one up here. So I copy that, then I come back to my post, and right here I'm going to click Add Media. And media can be anything. Media could be photos, it could be a URL, it could be a gallery, a photo gallery, video, of course. So I'm going to click Insert from URL, and all I got to do is paste that video link right here, and watch as it automatically pulls it right in. So there it is. So now I just click Insert into Post, and wherever my cursor was, that's where it's going to drop that in. Okay, there it is. I'm going to give a return there so you have a little space. Looks like there's an extra space there. Okay, so that's that. So now all I got to do is do the rest of the search engine optimization. Okay, so what I do, and I mean, this is really down and dirty, easy stuff. What I do is I take like the first 2 sentences and I copy that. Okay, I come down here. I don't use the pop-unders or pop-ups, which are these little things that pop up on the screen to sell stuff. Maybe I should, but personally, I don't like them. I don't like going to sites that have those things pop up. So I try to treat my people like I like to be treated. So I don't include pop-ups. I do have call to action, which is something that Kalatu gives you the opportunity to use. You can, they have some built-in ones. Otherwise, you can create your own. Like I created my own blueprint for online income. But today, I think I'm just going to use the one that's on social sharing. So I'm going to put this one right there. I know I've memorized what they look like, but you can always come back and change this. So let's say you clicked on social share 3, then you publish and you go look at your site and you don't like what it looks like. You can come back in and edit your blog. And I'm going to show you briefly where to edit that. Okay, so now I come here, and what I want to do is that those 2 sentences that I copied, I'm going to paste them right here in the SEO description. I need to remove the spaces. Okay, and I'm going to copy it again now that I don't have the spaces there. And then I also use that same thing for the blog post excerpt. Okay, and then I do need to put my title here. So let's come back up here. Here's my title. I just do a lot of copying and pasting. I put my title, SEO keywords. So I usually put my title as the keywords, and then I might just use Instagram tutorial. These are just things that people might search for. And if you really want to get fancy, there's a whole training on how to do great SEO, search engine optimization. I'm not going to get into that today. I'm just going to put a few of them. And then I copy those same, and you have to separate them with commas. And I copy those same keywords over here into tags. Okay, because this will help people find my blog. All right, so now I come down here, that description, that blog post excerpt, I want that same thing right here in the Facebook description. So when I share this on Facebook, it's going to look nice. Okay, so now we get into the image. I promised you I would show you where I get all my cool images. All right, so I come up here into Comp Fight, This is a free resource for images. So I come in here, compfight.com. You can also use Collatu's images. I guess I should probably tell you that. If I click here on upload image, there's a media library that you can use. These are all images I've uploaded, but I know that there's an area in the premium version where you can even search for images, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Compfight, and then I'm gonna type in the word Instagram and see what comes up, because that's what my blog post is about. When you get into Compfight, make sure you select Creative Commons right over here on the left-hand side, because those are the free photos. And then you don't want any of them that are above this thin dotted line. I don't know if you can see that. There's a black line right here. The ones that are above it, they cost money. I mean, unless you want them, I mean, you can pay for them. But I usually just go with free. So then you just scroll down here, and you see if there's anything that might be Instagram related. I think these are all pictures from Instagram. So I'm going to put Instagram logo. See if that helps. Oops. Okay, so I've got one here. It's kind of got a Facebook, Instagram thing. I suppose I could just use the Instagram logo. I was trying to look for something kind of creative because I'm all about creativity. I kind of like this one here because it's kind of in chalk and it's kind of unique. So I'm going to click on that. Yeah, that looks cool. And even though it's got Facebook, I do talk a little bit about Facebook on the training. So I'm going to leave that there. Now here's the key. You want to click on this and save it to your desktop, or save it to some folder so that you can find it. So I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to make sure desktop is selected. I'm going to put Instagram chalk. Save it on my desktop. And then you've got to save this. This is key. If you use Compfight, and it's COMPFIGHT, compfight.com, you have to give credit back to the person who actually shot this photo. That's part of the Creative Commons license. So what I do is I copy this code, okay? And then what I do is I go back to my blog, and I'm going to upload that image that I saved. So click right here, upload files, select the file. On my desktop, scroll till I find my, there it is, Instagram chalk. Open. It's loading. There it is. Now I come over here where it says caption. I'm going to paste that content, and I do the same thing for the description. Okay. What this does is it allows this image so that if somebody were to look at it, they would see that it's been used with a Creative Commons license. This is so important. I see so many people just swipe images off of Google. They do a Google image search and they just use it on their blog. Well, as somebody who came out of the newspaper industry, I can tell you that that's plagiarism, and you don't want to be slapped with some kind of a lawsuit because you use somebody's stuff without their permission. So I recommend that you always use photos that you have permission to use, or even better, use your own photos. Okay. All right. And then one of the things I do personally on my own blog is I use this same image that I use for the Facebook preview. I use that as my featured image. That way, when you go to my page, that's the first image you see at the top of the page. Okay. So I'm going to click here on set featured image. Click on that. May take a second to load. There it goes. And now it's going to show up here. Boom, that's done. Okay, so everything is pretty much done. I'm just going to scan it to make sure that it's ready to go. Okay, oh, I did forget one thing, and that is right here. This is where you select the categories that your blog falls under. So this one is a how-to, and this is a hack, I would say. And I'm going to say it's a tool as well. I usually check like 2 or 3 tips. All right, so I gave it 2 or 3. And now I'm ready to publish this. So all I got to do is come right over here and I can click publish. I'm going to show you one last tip before I publish. And that is, you don't have to publish it. Like, let's say you started to write it and you had to go, you got called to dinner or something like that. You can always click right here and save the draft. And I recommend you kind of do that as you go through. And this is also why I write all my blogs on my hard drive, like in this notepad thing, because you don't want to lose internet access and then everything that you wrote is just gone, or the photo or video that you posted is just gone. So I always, first write it in Notepad so that I've got all my text and I don't have to worry about losing that. And then as I go along, if it's something really long, like this is a super short one, then I come in here and I save my draft first. You can also publish it for the future. Like if you wanted to, you have the capability to publish this. Like you could write all your blogs and then come in and post all of your blogs and then set dates as to when they go out. So let's say you're going on vacation, you could have all your blogs completely done, uploaded, and then date or post date each one for every day while you're gone. Pretty cool. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. I'm ready for this one to go live. It takes just a second for the little dial to stop spinning. Okay, it's done. So now we go and check our work. So I come back out here. I'm going to go to my blog homepage. And look at that. I have a blog post. It has, here's my tags, tags, hacks, how-to tips and tools. And then I have my little excerpt from my blog. And they can click either on the title, on the picture, or on the continue reading, and that'll take them to the full text. So here's the full text. There's my image. There's my text. There's my video that I shot. And here's all the information. This one says, hey, you share this post with a friend. They can subscribe. So everything's there. Easy. And look at that. Right now it's only 2:23 in the afternoon. So I did that in like, what is that, 12 minutes or less? So you can do this too. And I'll tell you that even writing my little post, this only took me like 15 minutes because it was such a short little post. But what this does, it provides great content for my audience. It's going to help them. It's going to provide value. And it creates authority. So people know that they can learn, like in this case, they can learn how to get leads with Instagram, like we showed them last week. And now it's live. So I'm going to show you one last tip since I have 5 minutes. If you'd like to see that tip, comment down below and I will show you the tip. Okay, I see somebody's commenting. Okay, great. So here's the tip. You want to drive more traffic to this blog, right? So you just posted it. It may take a little while for the search engines to find your post. Okay, so what you do, you come in here, open up a new website, and you want to go to a little website called Pingler, PINGLER.com. Okay, Pingler. This is my little trick that I use in order to help drive more traffic to things that I post, including videos, by the way. And I've showed this on another Hangout as well, but it's good review. So what you do is you're going to come in here. You're going to go to your blog. So what I recommend is that when you first get to your blog page, like when I go to toughmamablog.com, it takes me to a page like this. It just has little excerpts from all my blogs. You want to make sure that you actually click on the actual blog post that you just did. So click on that. And then you'll see that it gives you a different link up above. This is the link you want to use in Pingler. And what Pingler is going to do is it automatically alerts search engines that, hey, there's a new post by Tough Mama. And so it's going to help drive more traffic to my blog. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to paste my link under the URL field. And this is a free tool. Isn't that cool? And then I need to copy the title. So I just come up here and copy the title. Paste that in. I do a lot of copy and paste. Okay, then I have to select a category. You can only select up to 3. So let's see, I'm going to select business, maybe education because I'm educating, but let me see what else we got. Internet and online is a good one. And marketing. There we go. I think those are better. Okay, so it's going to ping all of the different, like Google especially, to come and find me. So I have to come down here. You have to play this funny little video. Oh, I guess I have to listen to the whole thing. Hold on, I've got something crazy going on. Let me try it again. I can't even hear what they're saying. So let me see. I guess I have to play it. I'm sorry, but these captures bug me, but that's the only bad thing with Pingler. Okay, here it is. I just have to enter in the answer FedEx, F-E-D-E-X. All right, and then click ping. That probably took longer than writing the blog. That's hilarious. All right, so now it's done. It's doing the process of pinging my blog post. So that's going to help to drive more traffic to my blog. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip this back around so that you can see me. All right. I hope that you found this valuable today. I hope this inspires you to get out there and write, shoot videos, and post blogs, because it really has helped me. And you know how I'm making money with this is basically I'm putting links in my blog. I'm putting links to capture pages around my blog and things like that. And so as people start getting value from what I write, what's happening is that they're clicking on things around my blog post, or they're commenting down below. And then I'm reaching out to those people that have clicked and entered their email, and I'm making that connection. And so this is how I'm making money, because in turn, I'm selling them something of value. And it's an amazing system. It's a great way to share your passions if you don't have a business already. It's a wonderful way to get out there and teach somebody something, and even create your own product. There is a way in Klaatu where you can have kind of a secret area of blog posts that only certain people can get access to once they pay you. Like you maybe give them a private link to that content once they pay you via PayPal or whatever strategy you use to collect credit cards. So it's a wonderful system. And once again, if you find value or if you have questions, comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer those now, because I'm going to hop off and go in and answer those. If you can't get a hold of me, if you're watching this as a recording, be sure and message me via Facebook. That's the best way to reach me, and I'll be happy to answer the questions that you have. So make it a great day. We'll see you next week on the Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. Take care.